it is National Work Zone Awareness Week, and TxDOT is working to keep our roads safe through their Be Safe, Drive Smart Work Zone Safety campaign. Here to talk more about the agency's efforts is Danny Perez. Danny, good morning. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
What is the Be Safe, Drive Smart campaign?
So the campaign it's all inclusive of our efforts to end the streak of fatalities on our state roads. This is we're going to our 23rd year of having a fatality each day. We're trying to end that streak, reduce fatalities, keep people safe, but this time is for work zone awareness. And when we ask people to be safe, drive smart, we're asking them to do things, get off the phones. If you're in a work zone situation, if you see orange, get off the phone, slow down. Of course, never, when you're driving into a work zone, never weave or drive unsafely or makes unsafe lane changes, drive aggressively. And also when you're in a work zone, just to make sure you're situationally aware. We have cones, barrels, barricades set up. We ask folks when they're driving through those work zones to make sure they're looking around, they understand the situation that they're driving in. That's why it's always a good idea to slow down, because some days we could have a lane in a certain location and then we go back and restripe that roadway, and the next day the lane could be in a different location. So if you're not paying attention, you're used to going through a roadway, it could be very dangerous for a person. So that's why we want folks to be safe, drive smart, and get off the phones, drive safely, slow down, and not drive aggressively.
Danny, let me ask you this. I want to know more about Texas's move over slow down law. Does that come into play in a situation like this in a work zone?
Absolutely. So a work zone could be anything that we have major construction. We have, like I mentioned earlier, we have barrels, barricades set up, and we have lanes closed. Well, in certain situations, we're doing maintenance. It could be a pothole repair. It could be something to pick up some debris on the roadway. So when we have our vehicles out there, sometimes we have a crash cushion truck that protects our workers, but it's always a good idea to move over. When you see a TxDOT vehicle, law enforcement vehicle, any kind of first responders, wreckers with their light bar on, it's always a good idea to move over or slow down. It keeps them safe, but also keeps you safe. And that's the important part about work zone awareness, is we want everyone to be safe. It's not just protecting the workers. That's really important, but it's also to protect yourself. If you're not driving safely, it can create a dangerous situation, not just for the workers, but also for yourself out there. So that's why we're trying to spread the word about keeping safe in work zones.
You know, there are so many layers to this. It starts with safety, of course. Being focused is paramount. But when you factor in these other elements like, you know, construction, things constantly changing. Today is a weather day here in Houston. It's impacting the morning commute. We're seeing those drive times really stack up in certain spots, but it starts with being focused, being cognizant, being aware of where you're headed and where you're going at all times.
Right, and we ask folks to plan ahead, know before you go. What happens are folks, if there's construction going on in your area or along your route, what folks are doing is they're leaving the normal time they would leave to get to work or to get to a destination. Plan accordingly. Look at your favorite app. We have HoustonTransstar.org that has plenty of resources to let you know how traffic is flowing. So plan accordingly. Leave extra time. This weekend, as was mentioned on the newscast a little earlier, is we're gonna have I-69 in both directions, Southwest Freeway, southbound and northbound at 610 closed this weekend. And so, of course, we want folks to plan accordingly, maybe find an alternate route, but allow for some extra time. And that's what we see. Folks are always in a hurry trying to get to a destination, and that creates a dangerous situation. Yeah,
adjust those times. Danny, for more information, where can people go to connect and learn more about this initiative?
So we have on our main websites, it's the TxDOT.gov website. We have a lot of resources about traffic safety and other initiatives, but it's TxDOT.org is really our landing spot for a lot of this. But also they can follow us on social media. TxDOT, all our Twitter handle is TxDOT Houston. Same thing with Facebook, TxDOT Houston, and same thing with Instagram, TxDOT Houston.
Danny, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much. Drive carefully.